Oh, it's crack-a-lacking. It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know. So, and we're back again after a week off. No, what do you call it? No, baby shower for Broshmo this week. We're actually going to watch this elimination game for Georgia. Yo, Missouri taking the lead. Dude, college football is so unpredictable right now. And Boise on the struggle bus right now? What the hell's going on? We'll talk about some of what's going on, what has gone on around college football today. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hopefully y'all are having a great day. Don't mind me. I had to scrub my C drive because I accidentally was deleting things and I messed with the Windows function. Got the blue screen of death, so I had to reinstall Windows. So I had to work on a lot of stuff. So let me know how the audio sounds. Been messing with it this whole week. Kind of is what it is right now, but hopefully it's all right. Hopefully it's all right. But it's been a nutty week. Got to give a quick shout out to Underdog Fantasy. They are the sponsor of today's stream. If you can download Underdog Fantasy right now, that's right, right now, or maybe after the stream, your call. Use promo code Broshmo when you sign up, and they will match your first deposit up to $250 dues. It is the best place to play weekly baseball. Order my favorite, higher or lower on player stats. But as always, play responsibly, play with your means. Nintendo Mike, that's what I wanted to hear. Wanted to hear that the audio was looking good. I'll get to the chat in a sec. Just going to post a little question before the game. It's going to be simple. Who wins? Question mark. Tennessee or Georgia? Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Pop this back up. All right, everything looking good on my part. All right, let's go through the chat. So see you, Devin. How you doing? Were you with Alex at the BYU game? No, I was not. Me and Alex do not live in the same state. If you don't know Alex, that's Hail Mary Sports, man. Check out his channel. We just did a mock draft 3-rounder. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. It's still playing running back. Devin, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got Frazier back there. I know ETN's out tonight. We got Daniel. How you doing, buddy? Francisco Byrne had a one-hand snag for the lead. I know, man. College, my bets today. I'll just say that I got one parlay left, and then I have the. I also took the under in a lone bet for Tennessee, Georgia. I took the 47.5. I think I bet down to 46.5, and now it went, or I think currently it's at 47.5, and that's where I liked it. Illinois wins tonight means we have a winning season. Congratulations, Nintendo Mike. Tonight's going good for me, man. Tonight's going good for me. Should Jaden Rashonda start instead of Carson Beck? Isn't Rashonda, or was it Rashada? Isn't he? Oh no, that's right. He was at Florida initially, went to Arizona. Now he's at Georgia. No, stick with Carson Beck. This is the guy who brought you to the race. Believe me, not everything that's going wrong with Georgia is on his shoulders. Dolphins need to pick Campbell or Banks. Oh, I'll take the best player available. Hey, Norris Sellers with the touchdown. 2 Rocket Sanders of all people. That's kind of nuts. All right, let's do a quick Scud Bud. As Baylor, they're going to come away with the win over West Virginia, 49-35. Nice. South Carolina just took the 3-point lead, dude. I thought South Carolina was going to cream the hell. That sounds so dirty, but annihilate Mizzou. But Mizzou came out to play. They weren't going to go idly into the night, but it is what it is. Let's see. We got Arkansas. They're up 17-14 on Georgia State. Rutgers is up 14-10 on Maryland at half. San Jose State is up 14-0. They're up 14 points on Boise State. What the hell's happening? Arizona State, man, they're up 7-0 on Kansas State. Kansas State falling apart, man. Wow, Alabama, they're up, or South Alabama, they're up early. They're up quick, 14-0 on Louisiana. And then you got Texas State. They're up 21-0 on Southern Miss. I believe they were a 27.5, maybe 21.5 point favorite against Southern Miss. Wisconsin, they're down 3 to Oregon. Oregon using the opening drive to get 3. Nice. Let's take a look at what has been. JMU, man, they're able to sneak out the victory. They win 35-32. Race for the Sun Belt could get interesting if Louisiana loses. Ohio State, it was a bit of a slow burn, but they win 31-7 against Northwestern. Texas, kind of in a battle there with Arkansas, man. Arkansas put up a fight in the second half, but they win 20-10. Penn State rolls through Purdue 49-10. Notre Dame, man, so in a few of my parlays, I took the over at 50.5. They score 49. Who would have thought? But luckily, in a couple of my other parlays, which also didn't hit because Clemson sucks, and actually South Carolina not wiping the floor with Missouri, but I did take Notre Dame minus 20.5, but they beat Virginia. They'll go on to face Army next. Alabama beats Mercer 52-7. SMU, they win. They beat Boston College 38-28. Colorado, dude, Travis Hunter had himself a hell of a day, dude. Hell of a day. But they beat Colorado beats Utah 49-24. Stanford came back from behind to beat Louisville? That's kind of shocking. I didn't know that. I didn't catch that. Stanford beats Louisville 38-35. Freaking nuts. We got Clemson winning 24-20. They were up 70-7 going in a half and then just sucked in the second half. Outside of that lone, like the game winning drive for him. LSU. What the hell happened to LSU, man? They lose 16-27 in the swamp. Tulane Army for the American Conference Championship. 35-0 beats Navy. Liberty continues to be a covering machine, people. They beat UMass 35-34. You might be like, how are they a covering machine? They were like 13, 14.5 point favorites. You take whoever Liberty's facing and you take them plus the points. It only hasn't hit once. You take whoever Liberty's facing plus the points. I don't know how Liberty ends up being these big favorites. Western Kentucky, kind of surprised they go down. They lose 12-7 to Louisiana Tech. Auburn Railroads Louisiana Monroe 48-14. Marshall, another one of these Sun Belts teams, man. They beat Coastal Carolina 31-19. You got Kentucky. They beat Murray State 48-6. Jacksonville State, I liked them. They were like 12.5, 13.5 point favorites. Didn't cover. They beat Florida International 34-31. Temple wins 18-15 over Florida Atlantic. The Illini, Nintendo Mike, congratulations. Y'all went 38-16. Syracuse wins 33-25 over California. And I think these all were games earlier this week, maybe? No, that's not true because Nebraska wasn't earlier this week. But game's about to start. Let's go ahead and get ready for that. Let's go ahead and get the scoreboard up and ready. Not scoreboard, the box score. This is a wrong game. Texas. What do you think about Texas State possibly joining the Pac-12? Pac-12's got to live on some way, somehow. Georgia's going to start with the football, by the way. If you didn't know, now you know. Cash Jones brings that out to about the 22. Yo. Squeeze me? Go Hoosiers. Can Indiana and Ohio State both lose? Probably not. I don't think that's how football works. There we go. All right, Carson Beck taking the snap, going deep to open it up. What a catch! Oh, incomplete. Smith drops it. Dang. Where do I got this at? Dang, that was a great pass. Now they get a third and long, but golly. Thompson, you're about a boss? I don't know what that means. We'll go to overtime until someone scores. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, Indiana, Ohio State watch along. Bet your sweet cheeks we're going to be doing that. All right, we got a 3rd and 8. Carson Beck taking it. Going deep again. Outside of the reach of Dylan Bell. Go. Indiana went to quad overtime with what's her name? Kent State, man, getting pounded all year this year. Uh-oh. No flag for roughing the punter? Nope, flag does come out, but it might be the 5-yard variety, so it might be irrelevant. It might just make it a 4th and 3. Oh, they picked up the flag anyway, but I think it would have been like the 5-yard variety, so. Oh, Wade, you have been asked. Well, we always knew that if for Indiana, this was going to be it. That this was going to be it. This is how Indiana would have got their own watch along. And by the way, Signetti, new 8-year deal. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here comes Nico and company. They're going to be at their own 22. Samson motion to the other side. Nico's gonna be throwing. Gets that to. That's Brazel with the reception. Illinois has the Yit record. All right, hand off to Samson. Samson, he's going to be about a yard short. It's going to make for a 3rd and 1. Dude, LSU's in utter purgatory at this juncture, dude. All right, they're playing up tempo. They're going to hand it off to Samson. He gets the first. Oh, he breaks loose. I thought he got stopped. He was bottled up. He breaks it to the outside some way, somehow. I freaking love Samson. He's kind of my guy in this class. All right, Nico's dropping back to pass again. Gets that out to the tight end for close to a first down. They're going to mark him a yard short. Going to be down at the 48. Tennessee's 48. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Oh, I gotcha. Unknown. Did you see the record clip of Charger Scouts saying that they're all in on Abdul Carter or Warren? I did not. No, Nintendo Mike. Wade is an Indiana fan. Samson's better than Genty. I disagree. All right, Nico, get in. Oh my gosh. Was that White? White got destroyed. He got annihilated from the back. Held on to the football, though. Dude, Arizona State's up 14-0 on Kansas State. Wild. Nico going downfield. He throws a freaking prayer. And flag? Oh, no. Yeah, send it to me, unknown. All right, well, automatic first down with the penalty. Yeah, no, that was a lot of contact there at the end. Hits him in the face. Yeah, unknown. Production's only a piece of the pie when it comes to evaluating for the NFL draft. Like, let's not pretend like production transfers to the next level all the time. It just doesn't. And Samson isn't the biggest guy. He's got the biggest heart, biggest motor, gets it out to the tight end, gets it inside the 20. They're moving. Oh, well, Wade, yeah. Well, Wade, you hit me up on the X, too. I remember you. Always asking me about your Indiana boys. And, like, dude, Genty's a monster. Ain't no running back in the country better than Genty right now. I hate to say it, but I'm saying it. Tries to get a quick screen, but it's super well covered. It's going to be 3rd and long. All right, 3rd and 8. I'm all choked up. Curse Rook Friesman. All right, Nico dropping back. No pressure. He's stepping up, going to run with it. Gets the first down. May have lost his mouthpiece. But now it's 1st and goal after the first down run. Genty is Saquon level. I wouldn't say that. Like, Saquon was kind of an alien. Like, he was a physical specimen in terms of, like, size, speed, all that. All right, Nico, quick slant, batted at the line. Gonna be 2nd and goal. That was Small Munden with the deflection. Tight end in motion. They hand it off to Sampson. He's got nowhere to go. He's trying to turn upfield. Oh my gosh! How did he do that? Man, cut it back, switching field. And he finds a hole some way, somehow. Golly. Beck is kind of bad. He's not been great. He's had a tough go at it. Uh-oh. Timeout? Timeout for Tennessee. Hey, I'm not. Hey, dude, don't get me wrong, dude. Just because I think Genty's a better prospect doesn't mean I dislike Sampson. I love Sampson. I had a third round grade on. I have a third round grade on him. He was in my top 10 running backs. I think Ward is QB1 for next year's draft. I don't think Ward has another. Are we talking about this year's draft? I know it's going to be next year, but we're talking about the 2025 draft, right, Shy? Because I think Nussmeier's heading back. I honestly think Drew Aller can head back. I think Milrow could head back. I think we could see a lot of guys head back. All right, 3rd and goal. They hand it to the tight end. That looks like a touchdown to me. Oh, I've missed you, Cowbell. Missed you. They hand it off to the tight end. Oh, my Bears draft alignment with every pick. Hey, if the value's there. I gotta go through. I'm currently trying to catch up on prospects. Now that we're getting some accepted Senior Bowl invites. Trying to catch up on some of those guys that I haven't watched yet. That is a fun play right there. Oh no. What do you think? I haven't watched Mikhail Kamara yet. I'm gonna get to the defensive line, and particularly the defensive line for Indiana, because they got an interior player, defensive interior player, that I've seen getting a little bit of love. It's like something West. Georgia 7-3. I used to pray for times like these. Warner's top 10 player on my draft board. I mean, top 5. Whoa. No, you gotta be something special at tight end. And I love Warren. Don't get me wrong, man. I love Warren. Have you done any offense only mocks before? Defense only? I have not. DJ West. Yeah, that's his name. I forgot who I saw shout him out, but I was like, oh, I could just watch Indiana's defensive line in one go. I gotta get to Iowa State's secondary, and I'm hoping to do that tomorrow. Trying to think. I gotta run back through Chase Lundit. I don't know, the UConn. I think he's a right tackle. Can't recall. I'm trying to like remember if he stuck out at all when I was watching. Oh my gosh, how do I forget his name? He played for UConn last year. I loved him. Like Christian Harris? That's not right. Christian Haynes. Haynes is the name. But I don't recall too much about him. Or him sticking out or anything like that. But I've heard a lot of good things. He accepted a Senior Bowl invite, so he's kind of got to push him forward on my watch list. No, I think Aller maybe should. I don't know. I wouldn't go with Tyler Warren being Bowers tier. No, it wasn't Hail Mary. I saw it via like actual text in an article. I didn't see it. I didn't hear it from like Hail Mary or something. Plus, I mean, for the most part, like me and Alex have a lot of the same guys watched. He has a couple of corners that I still need to get to that, which is I need something in the, like this day 2 range for these corners, because I don't know about the actual depth of this corner class. They handed off here. Was that Frazier? Yep, Frazier picking up 3. I don't know where MSU fan is tonight. I did not read a whole lot about this year's draft class, but it feels like it's pretty bad. It's not bad. It's like, I think day 2 is really good for the draft. I just don't think there's a lot of high-end talent at the top of the draft. All right, 2nd and 8. They're going to get it out to Bell on a screen. He gets about the 31. Going to be 3rd and 4. Pat Bryant. He could go in round 3. Those big wide receivers aren't necessarily my cup of tea. All right, Wade, I'll catch you then, buddy. Or I'll catch you, I guess, in the comments sometime this week, maybe. You be easy, bud. All right. Here comes 3rd and 4. Beck drops back. He gets it out to Dylan Bell. Quick little slant. Gets the first down. Ooh. Ball batted up. It was Joshua Josephs, another guy that I need to get to. I need to just rewatch this whole Tennessee defensive line. Number 69, is that the center? No, that's Ratledge. Oh, Tate Ratledge, that's my boy. He just came back last week. Freaking love Tate Ratledge. I don't know about him in the first. A little rich. I'm not a big fan of like taking a guard in the first. But he's really good. I really like him. All right, they fake the handoff. They're going deep again. Out of the reach. That's a freshman they were throwing to, because I was like, I'm not familiar with number 2. Norman Lott. Yeah, I saw him in one of Trevor Sycamores mocks. But the dude's got such a small snap count. I wonder if the tape's just that impressive. I can't imagine Shedeur being successful in the NFL. I can see him being successful, just not like elite. They tried a quick little screen to Love It on 3rd and 10. Incomplete. 4th and 10, and they're gonna punt. The center for Georgia is really good too, Jared Wilson. Javon Hargrave, holy tamale, man. I mean, this isn't Beck's fault. Like, Beck has had some bad drops. Like, Arian Smith had a drop to open the game. And then you had Love It with that drop. Let's not pretend that this is a Carson Beck problem. This whole offense, I think apart from like the interior offensive line, is kind of a problem. All right, Tennessee offense is going to get the football. My Bears O-line is so bad. Caleb is on pace to be sacked 60 times. Well, I'm going to have to check out the Norman Lotcat. I'm kind of curious, like, is he just kind of like stuck in the rotation there because they're so deep at Tennessee? Or is it, because I know they got Omari Thomas there, who's pretty nasty too. But I'm kind of wondering if he's a 3-down player in the NFL. That probably takes him out of the first round. Yeah, probably takes him out of the first round discussion, but we'll see. I've not been impressed with Sanders. I think Shadir's been fine. I mean, is it blowing your pants off? Like, oh, golly. Shadir Sanders. No, it's not. It's not that type of play, but I think Shadir has, again, I mean, you're going to hear it all draft cycle. Highest floor. Like, you feel like you feel like you know what you're going to get in him. Maybe he ends up being Joe Burrow. Probably not, but perhaps. I know it's early, but is Jayden Daniels a good comp for Nico? Jayden if we're talking about Jayden last season, no. Like, Nico needs to be way more precise, more accurate of a passer. He's kind of had like hills and valleys when it comes to his consistency, his ball placement, and whatnot. I think if we're talking about Jayden 2022, like, Nico can make that jump. Very confident that he can make that jump. But I feel like if we're going to make the comparison to Jayden, it's going to be more Jayden 2022 than what Jayden was at LSU last year. What up, Izzy? How you doing, buddy? Oh. Yeah, Nintendo Mike, I get that. I get that. I don't think he doesn't have like the sex appeal as we're accustomed to with these like first round quarterbacks. I get that. I agree. I don't disagree with that. Man, literally, I think today I was working on my mic audio because it was all over the place in this week's videos. Because again, I like C drive wiped, had to re-download everything. So I had to like figure out my settings and whatnot. Ugh. I think I got it down to honestly probably better than it was prior, but we'll see. We'll see in this week's videos. He gets it out there. Is that Squirrel? Yep, Squirrel right, man. All right, Nico rolling out. There's a flag, probably a holding call. Azariah Thomas. I gotta go. Like, I don't agree with that take necessarily. Like, but I was also a big mark for Renardo Green last season, so. But I think the upside could definitely be there. Well, Mike, when I say sex appeal, I mean like we see like the big arm, the ability to improv. Like Shedeur doesn't have, he doesn't have that. Like guys like Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, even to an extent like Bo Nix and Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. He doesn't have that. All right, handoff. Sampson picks up about 2 yards. Gonna be about 3rd and 10. How do you feel about the class overall? I think it's all right. To me, it's kind of a mid class. Last year was really studded. But I think this year, if you need defensive line help, it has it. If you need like the wide receiver class, it's got a lot. It's still girthy. It's one of the best running back classes I think we've seen in quite some time. Gets it out to Brew, who picks up the first down, gets down about the 28, 29 yard line. Are they saying 31? Heck yeah. Where do you think the first wide receiver will be taken? At 23? No, wide receivers are going to go higher than that. Depending on how you see Travis Hunter, they could go 1 or 2 overall. But I think Tetero and McMillan ends up being like a top 10 pick. Yeah, the tight end class is much better. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and don't forget, like Mason Taylor's really good too at LSU. He was having a good game today too. Oh no, Nico dumping it over the middle, but it bounces off the hands of Sampson. Oh, did the ball get batted at the line? I think the ball did get tipped at the line a little bit. So probably knocked it off where Sampson thought it was coming. Pat Bryant at 78. I don't know. I think Pat Bryant could get viewed as like was it Jaquan Brisker? Can't remember. The former Central Florida wide receiver. So he it wouldn't surprise me he snuck into the 4th. Oh, that's close along the sideline. They're saying it's a caught. And it's complete. Yeah, Gunnar Helm. Gunnar Helm gives me like Jared Wiley vibes. And I wasn't the biggest Wiley guy. I liked him early day 3. And that's probably where I like Gunnar Helm. You get in that 4th round, 5th round, and you're like, yeah, he could go anywhere in this area. I don't know about like 3rd round. First run back at 17. Man, first run back might be wherever the Cowboys pick. Oh, here comes the pressure. And they swarm him. Sack. Nice blitz. Oh, it wasn't even necessarily a blitz. It was like a delayed blitz. Whoever gets Bryant will be in good shape. I'm sure. All right, 3rd and 12. 5 seconds on the play clock. They're showing blitz. And they bring pressure. He throws it on the run. Basically just throws it away. Throws it to the ground. And it will be a punt. I have Dallas trading down and up at 17. I don't know, a little early. Like, I mean, now like trades are kind of just for fun if we're doing trades now. Because again, until you know what the final draft order is, I mean, a lot's gonna change. Really, just playing with different scenarios and situations at this juncture. They're going to let it bounce. Takes a good Tennessee bounce. It's going to be down about the 5-yard line. I think they're officially going to say the 6-yard line. In Georgia, they're going to get a chance to respond. Look at Genty's stats right now. Oh, I guess we could do a scoreboard while we're here. Let's do a scoreboard. As Arkansas State, they're up 27-20 on Georgia State. Maryland, they're up 27-14 on Rutgers. I got Boise, they're down 7. San Jose State, they did open the game 14-0, but since then they got a Boise State's got a touchdown. Genty, he's 13-46. No receptions in there for him. But I mean, that dude's broken multiple big runs this season. I'm not mad at it. Oh my gosh, dude. Arizona State is beating the hell out of Kansas State. I was so tempted to take Arizona State money line because I think they were like a 7.5 point dog. I almost took them plus the points, but I cowered out, man. Just didn't know what Kansas State team we're gonna get. But wow, man, Arizona State laying the whooping. Alabama, South Alabama is up 21-3 on Louisiana. You got Texas State's up 27-3 on Southern Miss. Wisconsin, Oregon, 6-0. What the heck's going on here? Oregon offense, get going. I mean, they've only played a quarter, so I ain't mad. We got A&M. They're up 17-0 on New Mexico State. North Carolina and Wake Forest are all tied up at 0 after the missed field goal too. Woof. Cincinnati's up 7-0 on Iowa State. You got Memphis up 8-0 on UAB. Who's the GM for the Patriots? I could find the answer real quick. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna look it up. That just getting out my butt. New England's GM is... They don't have a GM, right? I think they have a GM. Isn't that like known to be like a vacated spot? Because wasn't it like Bill Belichick for the longest time? The de facto GM is Elliot Wolf. He's also the executive vice president of player personnel. Kraft is the owner. All right, they're going to fake the handoff. It's going to be a screen. And that's Urasek. But there's a flag. Cold War yet? Nice. And the Bears fire Eberflus now. Who knows? Who's your biggest jumper so far in the whole draft process? We're talking like literal jumper, like Bert. My biggest riser? outside of guys that I just didn't watch prior, okay, it's a decent little run. It's gonna make it 3rd and manageable, maybe like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7. Let's just go to the big board. Guys that have risen up, like running through names. LT Overton, I didn't watch prior to the cycle. Tyler Warren, I had still a top 50 grade on him. Derek Harmon, I didn't watch prior to this. All right, handoff again on. Oh, it's second. It was 2nd and 7. My bad. My bad. I forgot they had the penalty on 1st down. Nick Emanuwari has made a sizable jump for me. Wyatt Millum, tackle out of West Virginia. All right, we got 3rd and 4. Trayvon Henderson's kind of jumped up for me. I still got to move him up. Got to play around with this big board a little bit. Oh, ball batted at the line on 3rd and 4, and it's going to send the punt unit out. What do you think the Bears could get for DJ Moore in a trade? I don't know, man. Not exactly the best with trade value. You would think DJ Moore, because shoot, DJ Moore is still hella young, I believe. Yeah, he's 27 years old. You could probably still sneak a 1st, maybe a 2nd, maybe a 1st and a 3rd. No, 1st and 3rd probably might be a little bit more accurate. Oh, we're gonna get a return here. Oh no, we got a big return going on. And the punter making the tackle. Dude, punter, go get after it. Biggest faller is probably Emory Jones. Emory Jones has had not a great year. Dude, the punter literally, like, granted, it wasn't the best effort by the blocker, but the punter, man, blowing through the blocker, blowing by the blocker, I think is probably a more correct term. But yeah, if we're talking about DJ Moore trade value, you got to imagine it might be in that. Oh, slant, quick out to Bo or Brew, excuse me. Picks up maybe like 5, 6. Would you rather take Jalen Royals or Ty Felton? Ooh, that's a toughie. I lean Ty Felton, but I really like Roy. All right, Nico looking to run again, and he runs right into Georgia lineman. That's Chaz Chantless. I believe that's how you say his name. Chambliss. But you got, like, with DJ Moore, you gotta maybe assume maybe he could get into the ballpark of that AJ Brown trade number where it was like a 1st and a 3rd. Should be in that ballpark. All right, 3rd and 5. They hand it off and it's going nowhere. Payton Lewis going nowhere with it, actually losing 2 yards. Georgia playoff exit it to the left. I'll go right. That is the transfer, which is reserved for Texas A&M players. Well, it used to be. I don't think we're going to see an exodus of A&M players this year. All right, we got a field goal attempt coming up. Do you think Royals could be a 50-50 demon in the NFL? I wonder if he'll make a good transition. I don't think he's that tall. He's just got hops. But he's got speed. Like, he creates a lot of separation. There it is. 2-score game. Tennessee takes the lead, or extends the lead to 10. 10-0. Like Royals, just because he's got a lot of contested catch numbers, it's not because he's a jump ball guy. This guy creates a ton of separation. It's just his quarterback play hasn't been great the last couple of years. It just hasn't. So it's forced him into a lot of contested catch opportunities because of that. Like Royals isn't like the tallest or the biggest guy, but he's a competitor at the catch point. Who knows, but we will see a exodus of Michigan players. I disagree with that too. I think Michigan players like playing there. If anything, I think you might see an influx of talent come in there knowing that there's positions available. Like, it's already, what, Miller Moss already rumored to be heading over to Michigan? Let's be honest. Like, Michigan's having a down year because they lost so much to the draft. On top of their coach and their defensive coordinator to the NFL. So, I don't think we're going to see an exodus of Michigan players. Thoughts on Notre Dame? Do you think they'll do anything this year? Well, I think they're going to make the college football playoff. Like, dude, they've been scary since that Northern Illinois loss. Like, the defense, even down, Benjamin Morrison's been really good. And they just control the clock. They can, they're a time of possession monster. All right, we're going to get a fake handoff. Beck rolling out. Oh, tries to get it to Dylan Bell, but great coverage by McCoy. Oh, that's McMurray. Excuse me. The other corner. I would take Notre Dame over Michigan at this point. Michigan's not a great team this year. They're going to hand it off. Frazier picks up 2. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Oh, yeah. Yes, there is that Nintendo mic. All right, here comes 3rd and 8. Oh, free play. I think he got Pierce. And he throws it a love it. In tight coverage, he breaks a tackle. He's still going. He's down at about the 35. That's a free play because it was offsides. Well, it was offsides by James Pierce. I was born and raised in Michigan. I never had a favorite college team. I'm stuck between Michigan and Notre Dame. I was raised to hate Notre Dame. I mean, I don't think you could go wrong with either or. All right, that's the end of the first quarter. Tennessee coming away with the lead 10-0. So we're going to flip to the scoreboard here in the meantime. Hey, Genty got a touchdown. They're tied up at half. And Arizona State is up 21-0 at half over Kansas State. Golly. You live 15 minutes away from Notre Dame and 3 hours away from Ann Arbor. Well, man, that's up to you, bud. Oh, Oregon, get going, man. I need y'all to hit that 13.5. Come on, if Bama could blow Wisconsin out in Madison, you should be able to. All right, Wake is up 3-0 on North Carolina. Iowa State, they just tied, well, allegedly, may have just tied the game up with Cincinnati with the touchdown. Down with the Ducks. No, for the sake of my parlay, no down with the Ducks. All right. Oh my gosh, Mr. Taters. Marion Hampton is pretty nifty. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to get a little H2O. Whoa! Dangerous ball. Oh, I didn't even have time to grab an iced coffee. I was going to make myself an iced coffee. I just had to get some water. All right, 2nd and 10. Beck trying to escape, and he does. He's got to pick it up with his feet. Oh my gosh, and he lowers the shoulder. Golly. Golly. What a freaking run from Carson Beck. Here, let's flip this over. All right, so they hand off to Dylan Bell. The backfield. He picks up maybe 2 or 3. I wonder how much stronger Omarion Hampton gets in the NFL in an NFL weight room. Oh man, I mean he's already kind of a big freak. Big and fast. He's big and fast. So scary. All right, Beck dropping back, going over the middle. Touchdown! That's Oscar Delp. Nice of you to show up this season finally. Oh, took him long enough. And here comes the point after. There we go, 17 points. Man. They desperately needed that. All right, now I think I have some time to make an iced coffee. I'll be back. To a place I belong. Oh, well, West Virginia went down, dude. I don't know why I'm seeing West Virginia. Okay. Next week you say. Let's take a gander at potentially the next week's slate of games. Ohio State, Indiana. That's probably going to be the call there. I'm gonna flip to top 25. I'm gonna go to week 13. Go back to top 25, please. See. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, that's probably it. I mean, I could do Army and freaking Notre Dame, but we know how that's gonna go. We know how that's gonna go. I don't think Army's gonna put up much of a fight. I think Notre Dame, they're gonna roll through the remainder of their schedule. Wonder who's the best blocking tight end in this class. So far, from what I've watched, best blocking tight end. Yeah, we had Oscar Delp side in. I've heard some stuff about Georgia Tech's tight end because I think he got a Senior Bowl invite. Haven't watched him. Couldn't tell you anything about him really. Like Mitchell Evans, but he's not done a lot this year. Like, there's not like a great blocking tight end in this class. There's just not. CJ Dupree out from Alabama. Tyler Warren's pretty darn good though. All right, here comes Nico and crew. He's going to get that out to White real quick for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10. All right, dumps it out to Sampson, who's about to be 2 yards shy. Gonna be 3rd and 2. All right, 3rd and 2. Nico hands it off to Samson. And it looks like they push him forward for the first down. Archie Manning to the Dolphins. I mean, we paid Tua. So I think it would have to take an abysmal season from Tua, or Tua just retiring. All right, another handoff here to Samson. Oh, I love this. He's always moving his feet, falling forward. That's about a 5-6 yard gain. All right, Nico faking the handoff. Here comes the pressure. That's Allen. And he got, oh, he had, who was that? Oh, his receiver's wide open and he just dropped it. That's Thornton. I don't think Thornton's eligible. I think he's like a true sophomore or something. Oh, that sucks, man. That one would have been a huge gain. That was a good pass. All right, here comes 3rd and 4. They're at their own 44. Ooh, false start. False start. Let's see. You guys would not believe how much I walked on the treadmill. Go on and guess. Oh, dude, I don't know. I haven't seen a treadmill in years. All right, 3rd and 8. Here comes the late pressure, Nico. I think he was trying to go to Thompson again, but that one looked more along the sidelines. Oh no, that was Squirrel White. 6 miles. That is long. Man, you gotta let go of that earlier, Nico. I need a little bit more anticipation on that pass. Like, that's against Starks too, Malachi Starks. You gotta be throwing that before he even hits his break. 12 miles, golly. Bro thinks he's Ashton Genty. Dude, Ashton Genty covers a lot of grass. Man's got what, like 50+ yard runs this year, something like that. Utterly insane. Hey, David P! Yeah! Thank you for the super chat. Who is Ashton Genty? Nintendo Mike. That's blasphemy. Dylan Gabriel, no, he's too short. I don't believe in short keens anymore. I don't think there ain't no way he goes in the first round. Never say never, but I'm willing to say never. Mike Green, I think, can sneak into the first round. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Green, I've mocked Mike Green in the first round a few times. I think he could be in that back end of the first round area. President of Cuba. Dude, I think both could go, in my opinion. Dylan Gabriel, man. He's going to be like 5'11 at best. The NFL, like, unless they think you can be an exception, short keens don't go in the first. But guys that were like maybe like that 6 foot, sub 6 foot, Bryce Young, Kyler Murray. And I think after the whole Bryce Young thing, guys aren't gonna take short quarterbacks in the first round. I don't think Dylan Gabriel goes in the first 3 rounds. I'm gonna be honest. What is blaspheme? I don't know what blaspheme is. Is it a chemical? Is it not F-A-M-E? Is it P-H-A-M-E? Is it blasphemy? Talking about blasphemy? Blasphemy? Was the biggest faller of anyone people put in the first of their way too early. Oh, it's Emory Jones, I think, hands down. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel is a bit of a stretch, but I think Mike Green is freaking. I think he might be the most bendiest guy. I think he could be freaking special. Blasphemy, blasphemy. Using the Lord, like using the Lord's name in vain. Blasphemy, you heretic! Ha ha! All right, Beck gets it out to, that's Nitro. Tuggle, Nitro Tuggle. Sick name. Freshman. Picks up about 9. Blasphemy is like sacrilegious. All right, after the run play to get the first down, we got a 1st and 10 from the Georgia 29. Oh, free play. Carson Beck going over the middle, and he's got Delp. No, that's Lucky. Delp's 4. Dang it. Gotta remember, Lucky is 7. Lucky number 7. Delp is 4. Because Delp has only 4 letters in it. Stupid. And then 84, I think, is Eurosec. Anyone have plans for Thanksgiving? Yeah, I'm gonna hang out with my family. I do a turkey bowl. I do a turkey bowl with some of my buddies. You know, before my body can't do it anymore. And oh, Dylan Bell fumble. Hand it off to our running back, for goodness sake. Oh, are they gonna call it a pass because it was like a shovel pass? Yeah, that's a pass. That's a shovel pass. And I don't think he had control of it. Watching Jerry Jones fire McCarthy for a loss. Nah, dude, McCarthy's on his last year of his deal. They're gonna let him ride it out and just figure it out in the offseason. At least that's what I would do. Their side, oh. Nintendo Mike, I'm a big, like, I love rolls. I love the rolls. Yeah, the call is gonna be reversed. It was a shovel pass. I'm not big on the mashed potatoes. I'm just never been a big mashed potatoes guy. That's on me. That's on me. That's just on me. I love mac and cheese. But turkey and gravy, ooh. I like the little Hawaiian rolls, and then I dip them in the gravy. All right, we got... oh my gosh, another fumble! And I think Arian Smith got back on top of it. Golly. Oh, that was a good strip. Just like a little peanut punch. And they got so lucky he fell on that. Golly. Now they're down to the Tennessee's 25 some way, somehow. And they're going to fake the toss, dump it back to the running back. That's Frazier. He gets to about the 20, 21. So about a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Boo, 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 boo. All right, let's do this. They got Eurosecond as the tight end. I think Delp's in there. Kind of a I think Delp is in there. Yeah, he's just offset. Right back. He's throwing it to the corner, and Humphrey turned the wrong way. Threw it to the side of the end zone. Could have been a touchdown. He had a lot of room to work with. Yeah, I know, right, Brandon? 3rd and 6. Here we go. And they got Cash Jones in the backfield there. Back rolling. And Arian Smith gets the catch. I thought the defender may have got there. That was a tight space to get it in. Was that McMurphy almost got there? I think we were having mashed potatoes, stuffing, family recipe, crescent rolls, Kraft mac and cheese, and probably yams are always good. Yeah, I've never been a big green bean guy either. Again, that's on me. All right, 1st and goal at the 10. Looks like we are going to get a handoff to Frazier here. Picks up about 3 yards down at the 7.5 yard line. Could be 2nd and goal. And for dessert, pie. Of course, pie. Is it like pumpkin pie? I'm a sucker for like banana cream pie. That's just me. I'm not a big dessert guy, though. Not a big dessert guy, though. Ooh. 2nd and goal. Got a ton of tight ends on the field, and Bell is in motion. They hand it off to him. There's a flag. He's down at about the 1, maybe 2 yard line. And Dylan Bell looks like he may have jammed his knee, limping. And they are talking. I think it was just offside on Tennessee. All right, they're going to accept the penalty, which puts them around the 3 anyway, the 3.5, opposed to the 2. But they get to hold on to it down. That's kind of the big thing. Oh, yeah, corn on the cob. Corn's goated, man. I love corn. Oh yeah, I could see he kind of tweaked his knee. I thought he maybe jammed it into the corner, but I think he kind of tweaked his knee. Yeah, because it like kind of popped out. Not like popped out, but like I got you, Mike. I like having a hot chocolate during this time of the year, man. I'm a big hot chocolate sucker. All right, they're gonna fake the handoff, and it's Delp. He's got 2. Oscar Delp entered the game. No touchdowns this season. He's got 2. Two. What hot chocolate I like? I like the type that goes in my cup. I'm not particular. I'm whatever my wife hands me. Hot chocolate, a little bit of marshmallows. Just give me that hot cacao. All right, let's do a quick scoreboard. Scoreboard. All right. Where's my mouse? There it is. There's my mouse. All right. Dude, Wisconsin's got the lead. Dude, Oregon, you freaking hot mess. What the hell are you doing? All right, so Rutgers is up 28-17 on Maryland. This would make the Knights bowl eligible. We got San Jose State scored a touchdown to start the half, the second half that is. They are up 21-14 on Boise. Arizona State. Yo, don't look now, man. Arizona State making a run right now. What's the rest of their schedule? I think they got Arizona. But who else? BYU. Oh, yo, they can make a push. Hold on. I'm going to look at these stand-ins real quick in the Big 12 in particular. All right, so Big 12. Golly, dude. Arizona State, I think, jumps Buffalo. If they win out, of course. If both Colorado and Arizona State win out, Colorado's, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. I think Arizona State would jump Colorado because if you look at their common teams played, you have Kansas State, which Buffalo's lost to. I do believe, though, one of Arizona State's losses were Texas Tech. So you could say that kind of outweighs one another. Arizona does have the loss to Arizona State has the loss to Cincinnati, which Colorado has a win over. Arizona State did not play Baylor with was Baylor the other loss for Colorado? No, it was Kansas State and Nebraska. Though that wasn't in conference. Do they only have one loss in conference? Oh my gosh, they only have one loss in conference. So actually Arizona State needs Colorado to lose a game. Because beating BYU isn't enough. Unless BYU drops like 2 of their last 3, which with one being against Arizona State. Ooh, very, very fascinating. If I do say so myself. Dude, look at that. Wisconsin's up 10-6. Freaking on Oregon, dude. Get it together, Oregon. Cincinnati is up 10-7 on Iowa State. Memphis is up 11-0 on UAB. So those are some of the things happening. Jump back. All right. First and 10 for Tennessee at their own 25. Nico, no one open. He's scrambling. He's going to pick up something with his feet. Ooh, almost a late hit. I think he gains about 3 or 4. Bye-bye, Buckeyes. Oh, I don't know about that. I think the Buckeyes probably... I don't know. I think Buckeyes probably get past... Oh, Peyton Lewis. Nice pick up there for the first down. I do think Buckeyes beat Indiana this year. Next week, I should say. It's in Columbus. So it's gonna be intriguing at the very least. Nico faking the handoff. Going over the middle, gets it to Squirrel White. R.I.P. Peanut. Oh, is he your ASU fan? Yeah, ASU, they gotta have some stuff happen for him. I forgot Colorado's other loss was Nebraska. I thought it was Baylor for a second, but I forgot that they won that on the Hail Mary and then in OT. Wild sequence of events. Your sister went to ASU? Sick. She's a Sun Devil. Or at least was. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, I think that's a catch. Is that a catch? Oh, they're calling it incomplete. That's kind of wonky because like the ball drags along the ground as he has possession. He doesn't lose possession until his hands come up with the ball. So I don't know, man. That's kind of... I could see it either way. They're going to hand this one off to Lewis again, who's going to get another big run. He won't go down. He's down at the Georgia 45. All right, they fake it. Here comes the pressure. Nico's going down for a sack at midfield. That's Small Munden. Illinois beat Nebraska. Nebraska's kind of been all over the place. Didn't Nebraska lose today at USC? Played Ohio State close, and then they get throttled by Indiana. This has been a weird year. Teams aren't consistent week to week. You either get these gutty performances or shows of dominance or just laying over and taking it. All from the same teams. All teams. Peyton Lewis picking up a couple of yards. Still going to be a third and very long. 3rd and 12. 3rd and 11. Oh, I got to add more cream to that. That iced coffee a little too dark. Illinois has the best corn. I thought Iowa had good corn too. Actually, I think Iowa has the best. Not to say I'm a corn connoisseur. All right. Ooh, timeout. Tennessee calling timeout here on 3rd and 11. Like, Georgia winning this game creates so much chaos. Because then you know you at least consume either A&M or Texas will be one of the teams in, and then you got to question who's that next team in, right? Is it Tennessee with a loss to Georgia but a win over Alabama? Is it Alabama with a loss over Vandy and a loss over Tennessee? but they beat Georgia. Is it Georgia who has honestly would have better wins than both Alabama and Ole Miss, but lost to Ole Miss and Alabama? Like, dude, it's such a mind. Just like, what the hell's? Because you can't just rely on the head to head, unfortunately. And then obviously you got to talk about the loser of A&M and Texas. Like, I'm all for that type of chaos right now. All right, here comes 3rd and 11. First down is at the 35. They get it out quick. And it's going to be about a yard short to Squirrel White. But I mean, hey, I think you could go for it here. I think that was kind of the idea. If you're going to if you're going to throw it short of the sticks, you're probably in there with the intent to go for it. So it's officially 4th and 2. Oh, is there a lot of pride in farming for Illinois? I didn't know that. It is. The ball is down at the 36. So it's like a yard and a half. And they're going to hand it off to Sampson, who gets it. No problems asked. And here comes Payne and Lewis. All right, Lewis, empty backfield. Lewis going out wide. And he's just throwing this out to Peyton Lewis, who picks up a good amount of yards. Dude, that's assistant coach tackling Lewis to the ground to keep him from falling backwards. That's pretty funny. Okay, that's cool, Mike. I didn't know that. I mean, it's easy just to think of Illinois and just think just Chicago. So I guess that's fair. There's 10 seconds left on the play clock. What the hell's going on? Oh, they're letting it go down to the 2-minute timeout. Hey, skitty boy! Michigan to get Will Johnson back after the bye week. That's wild that Will Johnson's still going to play this year. Because part of me, if I'm Will Johnson, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to focus on the draft at this juncture. Like, hey, I love Michigan, but I got to do what's best for business. What's best for business is to get healthy and prepare for the draft. That would be my opinion. But that's cool that he's willing to play out the rest of the year. Because what? That's just 2 more games. Because they're currently 5-5. Maybe they could get a bowl game. Just need to win 1. They ain't beating Ohio State, I'll say that. He's a junior and said he will be back next. There ain't no way. If he returns for another season, that's absolutely wild. Why? What does Will Johnson gain by return to Michigan? Nothing. He's already viewed as a top 5, top 10 prospect. In a reasonably weaker draft class opposed to last few seasons, he gains nothing by return to school. I would be flabbergasted if he returned to school. Bondoruski. All right, I'm curious. How did Oregon? Let's see what the Twitske says about Oregon. Oh man, UNLV's got the USA helmets going. Nice. All right, here comes 2nd and 3 from the Georgia 27. Hand off to Sampson. Oh, and that's a touchdown! Give him the ball more. Oh, I think they're going to hit the over. Unless the defense locks up in the second half. They're already at 31 total points. Huge run. All right. Tennessee regains the lead. Oh, I'm not familiar with most of those cities, unfortunately. There's an East St. Louis in Illinois. That's hilarious. Now, Tennessee, if they win, obviously this effectively eliminates Georgia. And for the most part, as long as Tennessee doesn't go down to Vandy, then this locks them up for the SEC title game, which makes Texas A&M basically a play-in game for the SEC championship game. All right, they faked the screen. They're going deep. It's Delp. Freaking Delp. Where have you been this whole freaking year? Dude, Oregon State got shut out by Air Force. Golly, Oregon State. You lost your coach last year, lost some good talent. Believe it. Hand off to, oh my gosh. James Pierce takes out Frazier from his feet, but I think he may have like hurt his hand. Because that looked hard. Like, Frazier got knocked off his feet. So I'm guessing he like kind of hooked it, and that impact may have injured his hand. Oh, maybe it was more to the shoulder. No, it was the hand hitting the right foot. Most people forget about most of the other Illinois cities, like our capital, Springfield. That's fair. Oh, maybe it is a shoulder. They're massaging his shoulder. Maybe it is a shoulder. All right, it's going to be 2nd and 11 from the Georgia 49. Georgia from their own 49. Man. So Dylan Bell likely maybe out for the remainder of the game. He headed to the locker room early. We'll just an extra little note there. Here we go. Michigan has the son of Ike Taylor committed for next year. That's sick. Saw Carmelo's kid committed to Syracuse. Golly, that's wild. I remember when Carmelo came out. I was in high school when he came out. I think it maybe was in middle school, actually. All right, Frazier breaks one. Loses a shoe, but he picks up the first down. He's trying to put the shoe back on. It almost fell over. Oh. Dude, that's good explosiveness there. I think he's a freshman, right? All right, they got Cash Jones in the game. I believe James Pierce is back in. Nope, no, he's not. They're going over the middle. It's slow. Trying to get it to Delp again. All right, Mike, you be easy, buddy. Cam Coleman, no idea. Yeah, Maury Thomas actually got a finger on that. So it wasn't a poorly placed ball. It was just hit at the line. Don't know who Cam Coleman is. Devin. I have not evaluated them all, unfortunately. I don't even have that dude on my watch list. I don't even know who he is. Frustrated that Texas won't play Arch. Real Texas fans know how he has a higher ceiling. I wouldn't play Arch. Later, Mike. I mean, Quinn Ewers brought you to the dance. You put in Arch. It's not in that Georgia game. And guess what? It wasn't much different from what you got with Quinn Ewers. He's one of the Auburn wide receivers, Cam Coleman. Okay. They actually got a few wide receivers there. He's 18. Oh, he's a freshman. I ain't checking that dude out. I'll see him in 2027. All right, we got a 3rd and 2 after the 8-yard completion to Delp. Georgia down to 2 timeouts, 51 seconds remaining in the half. All right, here they go. Yeah, I thought. Oh no, Beck keeps it. He's down at about the 23. Yeah, I thought your second Delp were gonna eat a lot more, and then this lucky guy kind of came out of nowhere. They got a deep tight end room. All right, 4 wide, but they're dumping into Cash Jones. There is a flag, but he gets the first down. He's down at about the 14. But what's the flag? Holden, Xavier Truss. Arch has the upside. Throwing him in the middle of a top 5 game isn't going to make him look good. Yeah, but they also played him in 2 other games, and they still decided to go back to Ewers. It's just not his time right now. Quinn Ewers' time. All right, 1st and 20. They're at their own 35. Beck going to the sideline, gets it to Eurosec. Are they calling him still in bounds? Yep. He slipped before he got out. Michigan got a 5-star OT. Not surprised. I don't keep up with the recruiting scene in high school. Until they become draft eligible, they basically don't exist to me. That's the life of me right now. There's only so much football I can keep track with. And unfortunately, high school is not one of them. All right, 2nd and 14. 1 timeout remaining for Georgia. 26 seconds. They're at the Tennessee 28. Beck dropping back. Cash Jones in the backfield, but he's going deep to Humphrey, and they're throwing a flag? Is that even catchable? Yeah, hands all over him. Yeah, I gotta call that. Sam Laporta, injury prone? I mean, what proof is there that Laporta's injury prone? Outside of him being banged up this week. All right, Beck dropping back again. Going for a back shoulder to Nitro. Well defended by, I think that's McMurphy. No, that's McCoy. Number 3, McCoy. Do you think Laporta got banged up in did miss some time at Iowa? I can't remember though. Maybe I'm just thinking of Luke Lachey. Yeah, no, he didn't even get banged up in high school. Oh, wide open. Oh no, but he didn't have enough room to make the catch. Oh. Yeah, I don't see any injury concerns for Laporta. How's he injury prone? Yeah, well, Decker, yeah. I won't call Decker injury prone, but I mean, if anything, if we're going to talk about injury prone, Frank Ragnow is like the $1 million man. If feels rebuilt. And just he's just basically playing in a body cast every game. And still playing hella good. Timeout? Nope, they're gonna take a delay game. Golly, Georgia, what you doing? But I'm not against going for like high-end backups. If you want to develop them through the draft, yeah, that's fine. But I think if you're looking for immediate backups, you probably should look free agency. Yeah, Francisco, but Archie hasn't proven anything yet. Back going to the end. No, he's just throwing this through the uprights. They're going to have to take the field goal here to tie it up. Frank Ragnow, he's one of the best centers in football. Creed Humphrey's hella good. Creed Humphrey, I think, is the best center in football. But when it comes to like Archie Manning, it's like, okay, you think he has all this upside, and he might. It's just he's done nothing to prove it. And I don't think Quinn Ewers has done anything for him to lose the job. He came back from injury. Took him a minute to really get going. He had the ugly game against Georgia, but to be fair, Archie came into that game, didn't look that good. What are you going to base what you saw from a Louisiana Monroe and a Mississippi State game? Like, yeah, Archie should be the starter now? No, Quinn's stepped up in big games. He's stepped up in big moments for Texas the past 2-3 years. I don't think you move away from that type of experience. That big game experience, by the way. Tied ball game. 17-17. 34 total points. They're going to probably hit the over. And they're going to say, to hell with your day of betting. You lose. Rough day of betting for Broshmo. Can't win them all, though. Why? You bet responsibly. I'm still working in the positive this year with my wins. Sure, it might be like plus 70, but I have still made more money than I have lost, and I will take that. I expect this to be a kneel down. I mean, if you're losing Texas A&M in Austin, it kind of is what it is. I don't think Archie Manning gives you a better chance than Ewers. I'm not saying that Ewers gives you a better chance. I'm just saying I'm a bit indifferent. I don't think either of them. I think they give you get similar chances. I don't think why would you go away from your starter, who's been the guy for you this whole season? Why would you change that? Boise just took the lead? Hell yeah. Don't screw it up now, Boise. All right, we're going to halftime, so let's do a scuppert. As Rutgers, they will now officially be bowl eligible. They're going to knock off Maryland 31-17. As mentioned, Boise has taken the lead. They are now up 28-21 on San Jose State. Going into the fourth, Arizona State is up 24-6 on Kansas State. South Alabama throwing a wrench into things in the Sun Belt as they're up 24-9 in the fourth. Texas State rolling through Southern Miss 51-3. Wow, Wisconsin, they're about to score again. Dude, if Wisconsin takes on Oregon, what the hell? That's wild if that happens. That's wild. So yeah, Wisconsin looking to knock off the number 1 team in the country. They're up 10-6. Texas A&M's up 24-0 on New Mexico State. North Carolina's up 10-3 on Wake Forest. Iowa State, Cincinnati are tied up 10-all. And Memphis is up 18-8 on UAB. We will be getting Washington State and New Mexico kicking off. And of course, we still have BYU in action against Kansas. They're at home. And UNLV in action against San Diego State, as that will be in Las Vegas as well. I do want to take a quick look at the stand-ins. As when it comes to the AAC, that championship game will be Army versus Tulane. Tulane only 1 game left this season, but they basically secured their spot against the midshipmen, beating them. And Army just has what? Navy, Notre Dame, and who's the other squad? I mean, they only have... And I mean, I think the Navy Army game happens after the AAC championship game. Oh, UTSA. So yeah, it's gonna be Army Tulane. Yeah, look at this. Ashton Genty ripping off another 50-yard run. In the ACC, SMU holds their fate. I believe they got Virginia left on the schedule and California. They should win out. They should be in the championship game. It will probably come down to, I don't think Miami and Clemson play each other this year. And Miami just have to win out against they got Wake Forest and Syracuse. Remember, their loss is Georgia Tech. Clemson. Did I say Clemson? Yeah, Clemson. Clemson, they have no more conference games left. They have South Carolina and Citadel. So I think Miami probably gets the lean there, right? Because Clemson's loss was Louisville. That's a better loss. Miami beat Louisville. Did Clemson play Duke? I don't think they played Duke this year. So I think Miami gets the nod there. So all Miami has to do is win out. So we're gonna get Miami SMU. What up, Bradley? How you doing, bud? We kind of already talked about the Big 12. Essentially, it's going to be BYU and Colorado. But if Colorado loses one, that gives the Sun Devils an opportunity, but that does involve them taking down BYU. So it is fascinating. BYU, for the most part, if they beat Kansas tonight, they're in. It's winning you and you're in. The remainder of their schedule is
It would be Arizona, Houston. Arizona State, Houston. So yeah, I mean, essentially, the majority, like the probability is Colorado State BYU championship game, but Arizona State does have an outside shot. I don't think Cyclones have a chance with what they lost to Kansas and Texas Tech. Yeah. In the Big Ten, essentially, well, if Oregon loses, this sets up quite the conundrum. With Oregon having a win over Ohio State having a win over Penn State. Penn State not playing either of those teams to close out the year. And then, I mean, Indiana could really screw the pooch here for teams. But I mean, Indiana, if they lose to Ohio State, then it's like you got to make an argument for what? I mean, this just sets up Oregon and this probably just sets up Oregon and Ohio State. I don't know, man. Indiana has a chance to do the coolest thing ever by beating Ohio State, knocking them out of the contention for the Big Ten title. Yeah, the tide indeed rolled. Conference USA is, golly, it's all over the place. So essentially the Flames are out. They're going to miss. They had a game canceled against Appalachian State earlier this year. Where's App State? Is App State's Sunbelt. Oh, okay. That wasn't even a conference game? That's wild. So that wasn't even a conference game for them. But, I mean, they have a loss to Jackson State. Man, the one time a team doesn't cover against freaking Liberty, it's Middle Tennessee. So Sam Houston, do they have a loss to Western Kentucky this year? Yeah, they do. So Western Kentucky basically controls their fate as long as they don't lose another game this year. And the remainder of their schedule is Liberty and Jackson State. So, lol. They could realistically lose both those games. Ironically, Sam Houston, they got Liberty and Jacksonville State. And then Jacksonville State, they closed the year with, I literally just read that. Sam Houston, Western Kentucky. The MAC, another one all over the place. As like realistically, Toledo, Buffalo, Western Michigan, Bowling Green, Ohio, and Miami, they're all in it. They're all in. It's going to come down to probably the final week of the season. Mountain USA. So Colorado State kind of now has the go-ahead. They just got to get past Fresno State and Utah State. Utah State now without Jalen Royals. He's out for the remainder of the year with a foot injury. Will be at the Senior Bowl. So the Rebels might not even get a shot. At taking on Boise State for the Mountain West crown. So that's kind of wild. We kind of talked about the SEC there. It's an absolute mess, especially if Georgia finds a way to win tonight. Like, it could be utterly insane. The Sun Belt right now, Marshall leads the way, as does the Raging Cajun, but they're about to take an L to South Alabama. They will still lead the conference, but now they're not a shoo-in. I mean, you could say that about Marshall as well. So, very fascinating race there underway. Oregon loses, does anyone else take over at number one? Man, I mean, I would give it I would give it to Indiana. I mean, they're undefeated. Just give them the number one going into their matchup against Ohio State, but they're probably going to give number one to Ohio State if Oregon loses. I don't know. Does an Oregon loss send Penn State in? I mean, Penn State did beat Wisconsin. That's a same opponent. I mean, that's kind of the big deal. But also, Oregon beat Ohio State opposed to Penn State, so it's kind of wibbly wobbly. Yo, Louisiana ain't out of it. They're now down by 1 score. Freaking Texas State pouring it on right now. Wisconsin has extended the lead 13-6 on Oregon. If the Bulldogs win, it helps Bama. I don't know, dude. I don't think it does. Because at that point, if the Bulldogs win, I think that'll make the head-to-head win over Georgia mean less. As strange as that sounds. Like, if you think about it, Georgia beats Tennessee. Alabama did not beat Tennessee. Alabama, their losses, uglier than Georgia's. Georgia's losses happened to Bama and Tennessee. Or not Tennessee, Ole Miss. So 2 of the top teams in the SEC. Bama's losses. You got Vandy and you got Tennessee. I mean, I know you got the head-to-head, but then you got to make a case for okay, if head-to-head means something, then Tennessee should be ahead of Alabama because they have the head-to-head. See, it kind of muddies the head-to-head situation, and you're going to have to now flip and look at their wins and look at the losses. So I think actually Georgia winning this game does less for Bama. That makes sense. Like, they would need probably Tennessee to lose another one, and like what they have Vandy left on the schedule along with who? Well, Vandy's the only conference game left on the schedule. Yeah, but I mean, I guess because that means they need Texas. Well, they need Texas or Texas A&M to drop another game. Uh-oh, connection dropped, man. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Connection's back. Perfect. More wins in AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys. Yeah, that's funny. Jake Paul's got more wins in AT&T than the Cowboys. And it might be like that for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's kind of a wash. I think, yeah, this is a year where, yeah, the coaching staff's... I mean, you already paid Dak. Dak is coming back. But you're going to see the coaching staff, the whole coaching staff just shift. Question is, who's going to come in and coach that? Who's going to be the new coach? I think the funniest thing is like Ben Johnson taking a coaching job to like Chicago. That would be funny. Bulldogs win, then it has Bama in a better chances to get in through this college football playoff. Yeah, I'm talking purely from the SEC championship perspective. I think Bama has a better shot. Obviously, I think Bama, if the Bulldogs win, that probably increases their likelihood to make the college football playoff just by virtue of them not being able to play in the SEC championship game. Like, honestly, the loser of the SEC championship game might be more of a back foot and might end up missing the playoffs just because the SEC is that good this year that they're knocking each other out. It, quite frankly, might not be beneficial for a team to play in their conference championship, which is kind of nuts. Because let's say Texas wins, they get in. Then who gets in with a 2-loss A&M team? Well, no, they'll have 3 losses, just 2 conference losses. I don't even know who gets in at that point. Like, again, like, how much does the head-to-head weigh when the team you beat head-to-head has just better wins and better looking losses than you? Because, like, again, Tennessee beating Alabama is a problem, and if Georgia beats them, like, I don't know, man. It's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. But I'm here for it. And we haven't even mentioned Ole Miss, who, yeah, beat Georgia, but lost to Kentucky. Georgia beats Kentucky. Barely, but they did. They beat them. What was Ole Miss's other loss this year? LSU. That doesn't look good compared to what Bama blew them out in Death Valley. Like, I just go back to leaning like Georgia for the SEC championship game. Especially if they're able to hold on or able to beat Tennessee tonight. Obviously, if they lose to Tennessee, they're out, but the crazier thing, Vandy is not a contender, the Vols are. Yeah, and you lost to Vandy. You lost to Vandy. Georgia, all they did was lose twice to contenders. Alabama lost to a contender and a quality team, just not a contender. But they won the head-to-head. You lost to Tennessee, Georgia beats Tennessee. Georgia beat Texas too, in Austin. When was the last time Bama beat Texas? Like 3 years ago, 2 years ago? Last time you faced Texas, you lost in Tuscaloosa. I know you can't really pull from the past, but I'm just saying Georgia's got better wins if they pull it off tonight. It's a hot mess. But if you're gonna ask me who do I lean in, you just can't really take the head-to-heads into too much account, and all you can do is really look at the hold on, I had to refresh my page. Yeah, I said Georgia barely beat Kentucky, but they beat Kentucky. They didn't lose to Kentucky. Ole Miss lost to Kentucky. All right, hold on. Let me give a shout out to David P here. How many D linemen do you think go in round 1? I have 12 guys I think can go rounds 1 through 3. Do you think Amon Membu could sneak? I don't know if Membu could sneak into round 1 because some teams will view him as a guard just because he's got really good, like that 6'3" stature. But he's got the length to keep and the movement skills to stay out at tackle. I'd at least give him a shot at tackle before playing him at guard in the NFL. But David, thank you for the super chat, my friend. You could say Bama barely beat Georgia. That was a close loss for Georgia. All right, Nico holding on to the ball. Gets about the 34. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Maybe take a shot downfield. But I mean, Bradley, you could at the very least, you can notice and you can acknowledge, yeah, if Georgia wins here, trying to decide the SEC championship game, it's kind of a mess. See, Francisco, you could say that, but it's not like, oh, they're not going to punish a SEC championship loser. If it's at the expense of putting in other SEC teams, they might. That's the thing. You could punish an SEC championship loser if it means putting in another SEC team that you could argue probably could have gone, especially if it's a team like that that won a head-to-head against whoever loses the SEC championship game. Because let's say Georgia wins this, they don't make the SEC title game, it's Texas. Texas loses the SEC championship game. Then you're going to have people put Georgia ahead of Texas for the playoff. You kind of see what I'm saying here? It's kind of a mess. Oh, Mikael Williams getting gut shot there. Probably like knocked the wind out of him. They hand it off to Sampson, and he's going. Oh, down to about the Tennessee 43. What happened to Miami last week? They hit my bet. I took Georgia Tech plus 8.5. Oh, here comes the blitz. And just going to throw this away. Gonna be 2nd and 10 for Tennessee. What happened to Miami, man? Their defense, their secondary ain't good. And it wasn't even the secondary. They couldn't stop the run. They let Georgia control the whole game. Georgia Tech, excuse me. But Miami does have a path to make the ACC championship game and get that free bid by winning the ACC. Oh, nice catch by Squirrel White, and he dodged the big hit. Nice. Picks up 17. Oregon just tied the game. Great. Now I need them to win by 14. All right, 1st and 10. Handoff to Sampson. Trips, but he manages to pick up about 6. 5 to 6. Depending on where they have the knee down. And fake it, going over the middle, just a little over his tight end's head. How's that compared to Bama's losses? Well, if Miami wins out, it's irrelevant. They get the free buy-in. The free bid by being a Power 4 champ. I think since I don't think the ACC or the Big 12 is going to get a second team in there, especially the Big 12, because you're talking about putting a team from Big 12 in there with like maybe two losses. It's just not going to happen. Nico dropping back here on 3rd and 6. He's rolling out, pressured. Ooh, almost got it to the tight end, but broken up. I think that's Small Munden breaking up the pass. 4th and 6. Miami, given if they go to the ACC championship game and lose, they're probably going to put 2-loss SEC teams that didn't make the SEC championship game. They'll probably put those teams ahead of them, which is fine. It is what it is. Like, I don't like, but I think the better question is like if SMU loses, but SMU is just such a small brand school, even with their loss being to Miami, a team with only one loss, and their other loss being to undefeated BYU. Like, even though you look at the resume, it's like, oh yeah, that should be fine enough to make the playoff. They'll still probably put in other SEC teams with 2 losses in over them. So I'm probably like I think where it gets weird is if BYU wins out and then loses the Big 12 championship game. Are you really gonna not put in a 1-loss BYU team, especially if it's over like Notre Dame, whose 1 loss would be Northern Illinois, but they didn't play in a conference championship game? I think you almost have to put BYU in. I think that's the interesting wrinkle when talking about if you're going to include an ACC or a Big 12 team ahead of an SEC team. All right, after the delay of game, we got a fair catch on the punt and a very light late hit that the crowd is booing for. Okay. It was the lightest late hit in the world. So the second best team in the SEC won't make a 12-team playoff, but the 5th seed would. Well, I mean, dude, this is what I'm saying. If you're talking about a 3-loss team now at this point making the playoffs ahead of other 2-loss teams. Well, they made it to the SEC championship game. Barely. You had to probably put them in over other 2-loss teams that were in the conversation. But you go in there, you become a 3-loss team, you lose to, say, A&M or Texas. Because in this theory, the only way for this theory to make sense is if Georgia beats Volunteers. Because if that's not the case, then it's going to be Tennessee, probably if they get past Vandy, facing the winner of Texas A&M. So in this theory, let's say A&M or Texas, they win, then they lose, or not that they lose, but that they beat whatever team they send in there, whether it's Bama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia, one of those 2-loss teams at this juncture. They get a 3rd loss against Texas or Texas A&M. This is a 3-loss team. You can't. There is no confidence saying, "Oh, this is the second best team in the SEC." It's really like, "Oh, we could have put any of these teams in there. We choose this team. Oh, we gave you a chance to prove yourself, get an automatic bid, get a bye, and you squandered it. It is what it is. We're gonna maybe take a look at these other teams, especially these other teams that might have head-to-head wins over you." Say that is Tennessee. They go in there. They go in the SEC championship game. They lose. You're probably putting Georgia ahead of them, who didn't make the SEC championship game. Say that it's Bama. They lose. You're probably going to put in Tennessee, who has a head-to-head over them, but didn't make the SEC championship game. You look at Ole Miss. They go in it. They lose. Who was their other loss? I mean, I guess Ole Miss has kind of got a rough, raw end of the bargain because their losses are the worst among these SEC teams, being LSU and Kentucky. So it's like, you might be just crap out of luck. You're at Ole Miss. You're hoping not to make the SEC championship game. So that's kind of the like twisted world we're living in right now when it comes to having to rank seed these teams. I agree in every conference except the SEC. Otherwise, why would you want to play in the game? That's the theme, Francisco. It's almost beneficial not to play in the game. It's almost beneficial to not play in the game. That's literally the argument I'm making right now. Because then it's like you look at BYU, if they lose in the conference championship game, but they're only a 1-loss team that lost in the conference championship game, how can you not include them? Why would you include other SEC teams? Oh, because the SEC is a better conference. I think that's dumb. Then don't give these teams automatic bids. Just don't.
Just rank who you think the best teams are by the end of the year. Just have the SEC. Like, it's meaningless at this point if you're going to give favoritism to not all Power 4 teams and just to like the Big Ten or the SEC. Then just have the SEC have their own little playoff. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there was a push off, and yeah, that big completion by Arian Smith, but it's an offensive pass interference. All right. So half the distance of the goal. So what, that puts them back to the 15. So it's going to be like 1st and 24. Like, I just don't get, you can't put a 3-loss SEC team who lost the conference championship there in. I just don't think you can do that. All right, Frazier picks up like a couple of yards. It's going to be like 1st and 23, 24. I think the committee won't want teams to not want to play, therefore they won't penalize them. At least in the SEC and other conferences, they may be forced to, who want Big Ten teams. Yeah, but then don't give these teams automatic bids. You're basically saying it's not a Power 4, it's a Power 1. If that's the case, just have the SEC have their own playoff. Like, and then just end it. Instead of just showing favoritism. Like, the NFL doesn't pull that bull crap. The AFC North, they're typically fire every year. But fun fact, maybe 2 teams only make it to the playoff every year, even though you could probably make a case for all 4. Like, winning games should matter, not, oh, we lost against tough opponents. Ooh, boo-hoo. Like, no, just win your games. Just win. But our conference is so hard. Well, that sucks. Recruit better and win games. Wins and losses need to matter. Like, what kind of precedent are you setting if you could make the college football playoff at 10-3 over, say, 12-1 BYU, who loses in their conference championship game? I think that's silly. Especially if you're going to let stinking Notre Dame get this free bid just because they don't play. They don't have a conference championship because they're an independent. They arguably probably have the worst loss of any team, which is a shame because they are a radically different team from that loss. Like, I would argue Notre Dame might be the hottest team, one of the hottest teams in college football right now. I would argue. Like, it's the same logic where it's like, oh, undefeated Florida State, they lose their quarterback, suddenly they're not eligible to make the college football playoff last year. Stupid. Instead, we're gonna give it to, who did they give it to? Texas won their conference. You had Washington. Well, I guess you gave it to conference winners, right? So I guess Alabama would be the team I'd be arguing against, who won the SEC championship, but lost to a team in the playoff in Texas. So it was like, and you lost that game at home. So it's like, okay, I get you're arguing what you think will happen, which is fair. Like, the committee is preferential. Is that the word I'm looking for? I think. But a 3-loss SEC team can absolutely beat one of the best 12 teams Yeah, if we're talking about, yeah, okay, this team would win 90% of the time out of like 1,000 matchups. But that's the thing about having a playoff. Literally any given Sunday, all you need is that 1% chance you can win. I'm freaking Doctor Strange out here. You just need the one. And this day could be that one time. And I'm not for depriving a team with a better record who is I'm not willing to deprive a team that opportunity. I don't think that is fair. I think that makes no sense to me. Like, well, what do you think these teams are better? It's like you could make that case for like half of the SEC. That is a good second down pickup to make it a third and manageable. There's a flag, by the way. Face mask defense, first down. Just like that. Like, you could make a great argument that like half of the SEC would be maybe 2 lost teams. Worst case scenario in like an ACC or a Big Ten. I would rather have 3 lost Georgia over 2 Big 12 teams. But results do matter. But what I'm saying is, I would not rather have 3 lost Georgia in over 1 loss BYU. I think that there's a better argument to have 3 lost Georgia in over, which would be 3 loss Colorado. Yeah, I think that argument makes sense. But if you're dealing with BYU, they get to the Big 12 championship, they lose. Only loss of the season. I'm not putting in a 3-loss team over BYU, who lost 1 game. And mind you, they have ranked victories too. So, ooh, who is that? Is that Amari? That ain't Amari. Nice tackle behind the line of scrimmage there on second down. Gonna make it 3rd and long. All right, 3rd and 9. They're at their own 46. Beck looking around. Here comes the pressure. He's going over the middle, and he's got a man. It's Arian Smith down to about the 36. Uh-oh. There's some pushing after the play. No flags thrown, though. What about the my schedule, your schedule argument? I think that only matters for in-conference teams. Like, if we're talking about, like, again, like, all right, hold on. We got play going. Georgia finally playing up tempo. Gets it to love it. They're down inside the 25. All right, so if we're talking like, let's say Miami, they lose, because this only works with conference losers. Let's be honest. Miami, they lose in the conference championship. They're now 10 and or 11 and 2. They're 11 and 2. Their losses are to SMU, who would win the ACC, and Georgia Tech. Then yeah, I think then you could look at the schedule, because now we're talking about 2 teams with similar records. They got 2 losses. But like, I don't think that works for a 1-loss BYU. I don't think that works for a 1-loss BYU. Oh, look at my schedule. Yeah, they beat SMU, seemingly, who will be playing in the ACC championship game. Out of conference game. Oh, that's Norman Lott. The guy that's
Seen a little first round love from Trevor Sikkema. He is limping. Looks over the sideline, then he falls. Woof. I think your schedule, my schedule argument is only relevant for teams with similar records or with same records. We're talking like 2 loss teams. I don't think that's relevant for a 1-loss BYU team. All right, they toss that out to. Oh, what a nasty hit. The problem is, like, if you think about it, why not just make the whole group of 5 gets an automatic bid? Just make that like a at large for not a non-power 4 team, and then bam, there's Notre Dame. Because you would put Notre Dame over probably Boise State or something, right? Unless Boise State wins out, which they probably will, you can make a great case for Boise State. They lost to Oregon. Much better loss than Northern Illinois. I think having that at large would be a little bit nicer. And then you could kind of reserve the 11 for Power 4. But instead, now we're in this stupid scenario. Wide open. Oh! What was that? Gibson closed on that quick. That looked like it was a touchdown. Nice pass breakup. 3rd and 7 now at the Tennessee 20 for Georgia. But like right now with the college football playoff, it's like crap. We're gonna have to give Notre Dame one of these bids on top of having the automatic bid for the group of 5 team. So now you've lost 2 bids. It would be nice if they just kind of made that in a large bid for a non-power 5 team, power 4 team. Because then you could have Notre Dame make that argument, you know. So, kind of tough. Indiana loses to Ohio State. People say that Georgia should be in because of strength of schedule. I've been making the if Georgia wins this game, I've been making the argument that they should be ahead of Bama and Ole Miss. But it does mean they would have to win this game. Because for one, you have the Tennessee win is kind of huge. That kind of balances your loss to Alabama, your head-to-head loss, because you beat one of their opponents. You've beaten better teams, or at least higher ranked teams in like Tennessee, Texas. You did it in Austin. That's kind of big. So it kind of balances out that, hey, well, our losses were against like Ole Miss and Bama. You lost to Vandy. So, and Ole Miss is just kind of out on the outside looking at like, crap, man. Why do we have to lose to freaking LSU or Kentucky? Oh, Tennessee getting flagged for an extra player on the field. Ashton Genty got 3 TDs today. Nice. But shoot, man, they extended this sucker to 12 teams, and now it's like, golly, dude, it's kind of a nightmare on like who to put in over who. Still, we still have the same problem. All right, so it's gonna be after the penalty, it's gonna be 3rd and 2nd and 2. Excuse me. Frazier is gonna. Ooh, he's gonna be close. Might be 3rd in inches. Oh, I think they might give him the first. Holy moly, Gojo. Oh, you're so excited. Mommy just got home. All right, so they did get the first down. All right, I'll come help. I'll come help in a sec. All right, Frazier's stepping back in. See if they can get this touchdown before I gotta go help my wife bring the kids in. And they toss it out to Frazier, and he gets stopped about the 10-yard line. All right, I'll be back. I gotta help my wife be real.
right. They got a touchdown? Coming in. And then Jojo? I missed a touchdown. Yeah, Gojo likes to howl. He hears that garage door open and he flips his lid. So Beck had a 10-yard run? What are we doing here? All right, let's do a scoreboard while we're on this commercial break. Scoreboard! All right, Boise, they have extended their lead. They're up 21. That's perfect. Can they stop San Jose from scoring a tutty? I don't think San Jose will settle for a field goal at this juncture in the game, right? Dude, I mean, technically, Kansas State's got a shot, but they're probably going to lose. Arizona State going to move to 8-2. That's wild. Oregon, Wisconsin, they're tied up at 13, but Oregon's driving. A&M's up 31-3. North Carolina's up 24-17. They're looking to try to be bowl eligible. Iowa State's up 20-10 on Cincinnati, excuse me. Ugh. Memphis is up 25-8 on UAB. We have Washington State, New Mexico. Washington State's up 14-7. This is a one-loss team nobody's talking about. Dude, what if Boise loses? If Boise loses the conference championship game, are we putting in Washington State? I think we are. Where is Noah Fida? They played yesterday. They beat the pants off of Houston 27-3. On a side note, haven't seen a turnover tonight. So currently we got a 41-point total. They're likely to hit, unless no one scores for the remainder of the game, very likely to hit the over in this game. Gets it out to Brew McCoy, who's out past the 20. Gets it about the 21-22. They're on 21-22. I thought he played today. No, he played yesterday. And they hand off to Sampson. Should be handing him the ball more. Gonna be 2nd and 6 at the Tennessee 25 for the Volunteers. Nico dropping back, looking around, dumping it to Sampson. Sampson's gonna be about 2 yards short of the first. Interception, Arizona State. Yeah, I mean, Arizona State was going to win that game anyway. Avery Johnson isn't much of a passer. More what he can do with his legs. All right, 3rd and 1. Hand it off to Sampson. He gets that first. Good wrap up there by Munden. I thought he was about to break it for another 15 yards. Munden able to wrap him up around the ankles.
Who's my QB1? I go with Cam Ward. Like Cam Ward, Shadur. Depends. Kind of depends on situation. Do you rather the floor? How hot is the head coach's seat? Maybe you shoot for the guy that maybe could start sooner. Might not have the biggest upside, but can maybe give you some stability at the quarterback position on the intermediate. Instead of like swinging on the long term and hoping the tools work its way out with Cam Ward. Oh, Nico holds on to the ball. Oh, Nico taking a nasty shot. Oh, it's gonna be 3rd and 6 for the Volunteers. They're down at their own 36. All right. Drop him back. Here comes the pressure. He's going over the middle and he just misses. This guy a little too high. Is that Squirrel White? Yeah, just overshot him a little bit. Would you like Travis Hunter and Malik Neighbors on the same team? I would love that. That would be fun. More importantly, for him to really play corner. Especially for the Giants, man. They need corner help. Deontay Banks has kind of had a rough season. Not necessarily just from play, but like a lot of goofy stuff happening with him. Yeah, Arizona State with the big win against Kansas State. They need Colorado to drop a game. I think Colorado, they got Kansas and they got I forgot the other team. Oh, I think it's Oklahoma State. They could drop one of those games. That's not out of the realm of possibility. BYU, they have to handle business with Kansas tonight. But Arizona State gets a shot at BYU. And if BYU ends up dropping against Kansas, then that kind of becomes a big game for Arizona State. That BYU game. All right, 1st and 10 from the Georgia 19. Carson Beck under center. He's going to fake the handoff to Frazier. He's looking downfield, but he's going intermediate to Humphrey, who's down at about midfield. Yeah, Giants need a quarterback. It's just they got unlucky last year, man. Apparently, they really wanted Drake May. And they weren't in love enough with McCarthy, Nix, or Penix. Take him at 5 or take him over Malik. Over the middle, wide open is Delp, who fumbles it. Are they saying he's down? Oh, they're calling it incomplete. Still no turnover tonight. I feel like that's a completion. He had not finished the process of the catch. He had 2 feet down, turned up field. He didn't finish the process of the catch. Kansas leads 7-0. Uh-oh. He did not finish the process of the catch. 2 feet down, turned up field. What the hell's a catch anymore? All right, handoff to Frazier. Picks up about 2.5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 8. No turnover kazoo tonight thus far. Yeah, I saw Kansas got the lead 7-0. Oh, here comes pressure.
It's a screen to Cash Jones. He picks up about 3 yards. Now, do you go for it on 4th and 4? It looks like they're keeping the offense out there. Maybe they're going to try to get them to jump off sides and just take the delay a game, or are they actually going for this? And looks like they're going to just try to get them to jump. Oh, they almost got him. I think that was Joshua Josephs who almost jumped. Oregon's up 16-13. Freaking wild. Well, college football, man, it's been so freaking fun. Like it's weird not having like a clear-cut number 1 team in the country. It is weird. What up, Cameron? How you doing, bud? All right, we're going to get a punt. This is going to take us into the 4th quarter. All right, here's the punt skis. And that's down at about the 17. All right. So in all honesty, I'm kind of hoping Tennessee can't score the rest of the game, and neither can Georgia. I'm hoping for no points in this. I'm hoping for no points in this 4th quarter. I'm willing to take a field goal from Georgia. Like, a field goal does nothing for Tennessee. Like, what? Oh, that brings you within 4 points? Does nothing. You're looking for touchdowns. So, I'm at the very least trying to hit the under in this game. Because I think my parlay's already sunk because I thought Oregon would clear 13.5. Honestly, the call's been taking these teams to these underdogs at home to cover. It's kind of been the call. Your high school team lost in the first round of the playoffs, 28-21. Oh, that's rough. At least that sounded like a good game, though. Can't be mad about a tight game. Yeah, I got like no hope of Oregon covering. So, wow. It's kind of hard to anticipate who might cover. Like I need to be more willing to take underdogs to cover. Because this year hasn't been in the year of teams just ridiculously blowing out their teams. Turnover on downs for Wisconsin, rough. No, I had Boise minus 13.5. I thought I had them at 20.5. No, it was probably Notre Dame. All right, I think I'm going to hit the Russian real quick. I'm trying to just cover my $35 this week. Alright. What we got? 1st and 10. Nice. There you go, Samson. Breaking tackles. Dun, dun. All right, 12 minutes to go. We got Tennessee down at their own 46, 2nd and 7. All right, another handoff here to Samson, who crosses the 50 down about the 49. 2 yards out, going to be 3rd and 2. My last game with all my senior linemen. Yeah. Well, that's how it works. They go elsewhere. A lot of teams actually had their home finales this week. Pittsburgh, the seniors there had their home finales against Clemson. Almost came out with the win. And handoff to Samson, who gets it. 1st down. Yep, 1st down. Now Samson's a yard away from 100 in the game. I imagine all this is 4 down territory for Tennessee. Unless it's like a really long 4th down, maybe you go for the field goal just to keep it a 1-score game, even if they kick a field goal. Oh, Nico tripping. Luckily trips for about 5-6 yards. All right, 2nd and 7. They're going to hand this off to, I think that's Peyton Lewis. Now it's going to be 3rd and long. 3rd and 6. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 6. Man, I mean, at this point in the field, like, yeah, you're going for it on 4th. All right, Nico dropping back. He's forcing one in there, almost intercepted. Bolden almost getting the pick there. All right. 4th and 6. Are we going to get a turnover on downs first? Technically, first turnover of the night. Alabama has more ranked wins than the current college football top 5. Yeah. Oh no. False start, Tennessee. Oh. Let's see something. Who is the current college football top 25? They almost have just as many losses too. Yeah, but I mean, look at the losses here. Like Texas to Georgia, Ohio State to Oregon, Penn State, Oregon. 2 of them are undefeated. Like, yo, Bama, you lost to Vandy. Like, you have the worst loss among all those teams. By far. Oregon won. They held on. Ugh. Guess we can't have too much chaos. Like, I'm telling you, man, the SEC is a nightmare scenario for the college football committee. Like, if you're the college football committee, you're praying either BYU loses a game on their way to the Big 12 championship game or they win the Big 12 championship game and go undefeated. You're hoping to only have to let one Big 12 school in there. You're hoping, though, I mean, I think you're in a good shape with the ACC to only let one ACC team in. As whether it's like Miami, SMU, the other team will be 2 losses, and you can make a good argument to let in like an SEC team over them, because you can make a great argument that, well, any of these SEC teams technically could have made the SEC title game. Just came down to a bunch of like different sorts of tiebreakers. Bradley, I will not say it. We're not even watching Bama tonight. Oh, ha. So, like, best case scenario is like one ACC team, one Big 12 team. When it comes to the Big 10, you're kind of probably hoping Indiana kind of flounders out. Though, can you make it? Yeah, I mean, Indiana's schedule is kind of light. So, I'm trying to think. Like, the Big 10's even kind of like a... Because you got to anticipate Ohio State, Oregon are making it in. Penn State, they probably don't make the Big 12 or Big 10 championship game, but they have an easy rest of the schedule. They beat LSU at night. There, say it. Why would I say it? Florida just annihilated LSU. LSU's not a great win. It's not a bad win. In Death Valley, it's a pretty good win to have. It's just unfortunate that LSU's kind of falling apart now. Falling at the seams. So let's say 3 teams. I feel like 3 teams, maybe 4. Notre Dame's gonna be in there just because they're 1 loss. You have the at-large bid for the at-large for the group of 5. So you have 5, Notre Dame 6. Man, Big 10 probably only brings in 3.
Well, two more. So let's say two more. So 8. So you can include 4 other SEC teams on top of the champion. Yeah, man, that's wild, man. It's gonna be a hot mess. Who would have thought 12 teams? It's not enough. Man. You can argue it's too much. Gets it to Eurosec. There we go. Gets down to the 30. Memphis leading UAB. I think they were like 20-point favorites against UAB. And they're going to hand this one off to Frazier. Now you kind of want to slow the pace down and start taking away clock. Man, that's what they should have done, man. Instead of making it like an automatic group of 5 entry, just make it a at large bid for a non-power 4 team. Because then you could just be like, yeah, it's Notre Dame. And like feel okay about it. Unless Boise wins out, they have the better loss, then it's Boise. Instead, now you're going to have a group of 5 team and Notre Dame eat up 2 spots. That's rough. All right. Wow, still throwing. Beck gets it to Eurosec. Or Eurosic. However they're saying it on the broadcast. And aren't they talking about maybe extending it to 14? That's absolutely nuts if they want to go to 14 teams. That's so much football for these college kids. And going deep. What a catch by Humphreys. Oh, McCoy. That was great coverage by McCoy. There's legit no shame. Great ball. Great catch. Nah, Alabama's not my... honestly, like... I feel like... I don't know who my favorite for the Natty would be. It's such a close year. All right, Frazier gets down to about the 27. They got a Tennessee player down? No, he's getting up. All right, 2nd and 2. Down to 6:20. Do not want to see a touchdown. Handoff. Back's tripped up. I think that's Bowens? It's going to be 3rd and 1. And it's going to be close. I think he has enough to pick up the first. Who's your favorite for the net? Dude, I don't know if I have one. It's such a toss-up. Like, it's hard to believe in any one team. Like, honestly, Bama's not a bad shout out. Like Ohio State, I feel like it's getting hot at the right time. I feel like if Georgia could get stuff together, you make case for them. Ole Miss, I just think they have an uphill climb to make the playoff. Honestly, Notre Dame's not a bad shout out either. Handoff Frazier, he's down to about the 22. Like, Oregon would have had a good case. They didn't come in and not look great, allegedly, against Wisconsin. Like, this year's so hard to, like, pinpoint a legit, like, front runner. I don't think there is a front runner. I don't think there is a favorite. It's going to be a... Because, I mean, man, conference play has been it's been bloody. It's been a bloodbath. The SEC, bloodbath. Big Ten could trend that way with an Indiana win next week. Gets it out to Lovett. He breaks one tackle.
Goes down, gets the first down though. Now the clocks could be a problem for Tennessee. Well, Bradley, I know who you got winning it all. All right, 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 15. You gotta love it. In motion, and it's a handoff to Frazier as he goes, picks up about a yard, maybe at the 13.5-yard line. Like, Bama has been really hot. But even though Oregon struggled today, a win is a win, no matter how you get it. That's how I look at it. Izzy, you're not wrong, because every team has that win this year. Georgia against Kentucky, a win is a win. Doesn't matter how you get it. Tennessee, they've had hit the Arkansas loss. And they just haven't looked like the same team since that North Carolina game. They're going to call a timeout here. Down to 2:30 left. Just like that, the clock just cashed. Like Ohio State, Nebraska, a win is a win. The same Nebraska team that got blown out by Indiana. That's going to be interesting. That's why I think it's like, forget these close wins, forget these like close wins against maybe middle of the road teams. Let's just look at their highest ranked, their losses, and their highest ranked wins. Wins of substance, wins that matter. Oregon did beat Ohio State, kind of a big win. Boise, hey, that might be the best group of 5 team out there. And to be fair, Oregon hasn't lost yet, so I mean, they don't even have bad losses. They have no losses. Yeah, Georgia win, man. This just muddies up the waters. To be fair, that Bama loss against Tennessee, wasn't it? It was a home game for the Volunteers, right? Yeah, it was a home game for the Volunteers. So, I mean, you can make the case as like, oh, well, Georgia beat Tennessee and Bama didn't. Well, Georgia also had Tennessee at home compared to Bama losing to Tennessee on the road. So, a little different. Dude, we could even talk about Tennessee, man. Like, their best win is Bama. Outside of that, who have they really beaten? They go down to Georgia. Okay, losing in Athens, that's not terrible. Arkansas? I know Arkansas gave Texas a little run for their money, but I mean, now you're going to start looking at Tennessee like, are they a team on the outside looking in? Dude, it's going to be wild. Take a look at their highest ranked wins and losses. Yeah. Well, I mean, I say take a look at all their losses. Because, I mean, teams you're letting into the playoffs aren't going to have that many losses. So just look at all of them while we're here. But look at the highest ranked wins. I mean, yeah, you're gonna make that argument. Like, should Tennessee be on the outside looking in now? There with Ole Miss, because Ole Miss, I mean, you might get that win over Georgia, but you lost to LSU, you lost to Kentucky. Yeah, now like literally, if Georgia holds on to win tonight, more importantly, if they hold on to hit the under, then this just muddies everything up. Like, honestly, outside of head to head, like, I don't think you have a compelling case to put Ole Miss ahead of Georgia. Bama, you can make a good case. Like, outside of, like, Ole Miss did handle. Oh, don't you score a touchdown. Don't you score a touchdown. Son of a gun. Don't you score a touchdown, Georgia. You're a sec, man. Almost broke my heart. Wow, man. So much room. They're down at what, about the 2? Oh, man. That's like down at the 1. Oh, man. Just start taking knees. Oh, don't you score a touchdown. Don't you score a touchdown. Don't you score a touchdown and break my heart. Dude, yeah, making a top 25 is going to be tough. Dude, if BYU goes down, though, well, then we got to... Actually, no, BYU going down actually makes it a bit easier for... Bit easier, because now you're like, okay, it doesn't matter who wins the Big 12. We're not going to let the other team in. Because, like, BYU, even if they win out, BYU, they went out and you're not going to put in 3-loss Colorado. BYU, they went out or they went out the regular season, then they lose in the conference championship. That gives them 2 losses. You can make very compelling cases why one of these SEC teams should be ahead of a team, this BYU team that lost in the regular season and lost in the conference. Like I said, the worst case scenario for the SEC when it comes to the Big 12 is BYU winning out and then losing the conference championship game. Fed 2 teams, now we whack them. I mean, shouldn't have fed 2 teams. I mean, dude, what? South Carolina? Arguably, they had close games. Arguably, probably should have beat LSU. Had a chance to beat Alabama, kind of choked. Who was their other loss? Who was South Carolina's other loss? Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss pounded them. Sorry, I mean, South Carolina, man, they had an opportunity, but now they're whacking teams. Granted, Mizzou, not so much today. But what about Colorado? Wins out, they can't get in. No, if they win out, if Colorado wins out and wins the Big 12 championship game, they're in. Like, it's an automatic bid. Win is win, remember. Yeah, and an ugly loss. It's an ugly loss. But, like, Colorado needs to win the Big 12 championship. If they don't, you're a 3-loss team after losing the Big 12 championship game. You're not going to have a case to get in over a 2-loss SEC team. You're just not. That's why I keep saying the worst case scenario is BYU winning out and then having their first loss come in the Big 12 championship game, because then you're going to get the automatic bid for the conference champion, along with BYU, who, hey, their only loss was in the conference championship game. They have a win over an SMU team that's going to play in the ACC championship game, who may win the ACC. So you could say you have a win over a conference champion. It's going to be hard to make. Son of a gun, dude. And with that,
I mean, I guess technically if they miss the point after, then the under is still alive at 47.5, but I don't see that happening. Rough sauce. Man, talk about, dude, Vegas, they're always on top of these. We're going to set the under at 47.5, and just like that, 48 total points. Freaking wild. As far as the ACC, they're only getting their conference champion in. That's all that's going to happen. Like Miami, you lost to Georgia Tech. If like Miami didn't have that loss and they went undefeated and then lost in the conference championship, okay, one loss Miami that didn't win their thing. Maybe there's a case, but nah. If you win, you're in. You lose the conference championship with 2 losses, you're not going to get in over a SEC champion or SEC 2-loss team. You're just not. What games am I doing next week? I'm going to do Ohio State, Indiana. That's going to be the game. Gonna watch Signetti try to pull off the biggest upset of the year. Next to Vandy in Alabama. Kansas, they're up 7-3. Kansas is sneakily like starting to slap. Like Kansas is playing like how I thought they would entering the season. It's a shame it took them so long to get into freaking rhythm, but they're playing good football now. I should have just bumped that total up to like 50.5. What was that for? I don't know what you're talking. What about Army, Notre Dame, ranked matchup? No. Is that next week too? I'm not. No, yeah, that is next week. I'm not watching that. I gave Navy a chance, and Notre Dame pounded them into the ground. I'm not going to do this with the military academies in Notre Dame. And I have officially lost all my parlays for the day. Didn't lose every game in the parlays, but with the under not hidden, I think that effectively kills my parlays. I was really confident on a like 47.5 to 50.5 over under. Instead, I went with the odds on 47.5. I was like, I feel like that's a safe number, man. Tennessee defense kind of nuts. Talking about Vandy, because that's your worst loss. That's why I brought up Vandy. Why do you got to bring up our worst loss? Because you got worse losses than Georgia. Why should, outside of the head-to-head, which, hey, close game, Georgia made that very competitive in the second half. Like, why should I give? Like, why should Georgia get the raw end of the deal? They just beat Tennessee. Y'all didn't beat Tennessee. Their loss. Georgia's got better losses. So now where do we put Tennessee? They beat Bama. Should they go ahead of Bama? You see what I'm saying? Oh, talking about a game so long ago. It only happened just this season. Sorry. Your whole schedule matters. Didn't even deserve getting in the playoff last year. Over an undefeated Florida State team. Bama, though, I will make a case Bama making the playoff this year with 12 teams. Absolutely.
The problem is who's making that SEC championship game. If everyone else just wins out the remainder of the year, you ain't gonna have to worry about like Texas A&M. They'll decide essentially who gets in. Who loser of that game probably shouldn't be in the SEC championship game. I think A&M eliminates themselves almost automatically. They lose. But Texas, it's like, oh, they're 2 losses now. But you just lost to the team that's heading to the SEC championship game. I feel like you're now out of that conversation. So then what do you do with like Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, and arguably, like, I feel like Ole Miss is just on the outside looking in. Because those are bad losses. LSU, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, wasn't that bad of a loss. Ever since, getting blasted at home by Alabama, getting blasted in the swamp by Florida, suddenly doesn't look like that good of a loss. But then Kentucky, not a great loss. Yeah, Bradley, I know, dude. I know you love giving me credit. I'm just like, dude, the SEC is such a fever pitch on, like, I don't know what's gonna happen. And I'm here for it, man. This is a hell of a ride. But like Georgia, why do you have to score a touchdown? Like, legitimately, Georgia could have tried to kill more time, pick a field goal to make it 3 scores. And then I could be pissed at Tennessee for scoring a touchdown and ruining the under. Instead, I'll look at Georgia and I'm like, I'm pissed off at you. How can you do this? All right, 2nd and 5. Nico dropping back, dumps it to Sampson, who gets rocked. That's Dan Jackson making the tackle. Gonna be 3rd and 2. Yeah, Miami lost. Of course. Have you seen Miami? Did you think they were going undefeated? All right, here comes the pressure. Nico running away, runs into his offensive lineman, and he's going nowhere. He's taking a big sack, and the clock is still rolling. Nico is down. Nico is down. No, they're helping him. He's good. I mean, at some point, you just got to throw this one away and live for a short 4th down. Balls are done. Yeah, they're done for tonight. All right, 4th and 6. This is the ball game. Arguably. Because they are going to need an onside kick. Hey, looks like North Carolina's going to hit minus. They're going to win by 2 scores. I think they went off as 9.5 point favorites. All right, here it comes. They're rushing only 4. Oh, and they get there. Nico. Oh, he fumbles. Trying to get away. Yo, if I bought that up to like 48.5, what a hit. Should have saw maybe 31-17. I just didn't think Georgia would put up over 30. I think this is the first time a team put up over 30 against Tennessee all year. Oh my gosh, this is the first time a team put up 20 on Tennessee, let alone 30. The most points they've allowed prior to this game was 19. Yeah, and I was just banking on even if Georgia got past 20, it'd be like 24. I did think Georgia probably wins this game because it's at home. It's an elimination game. It's a must win. So I anticipated maybe 24 points from Georgia, which would put Tennessee at like 20, 21. So like a 40, 45 point total. Maybe even like a 41. Yeah, let's say like a 40 to 45 point total. But nope, 2 scores. Bama did that too, did they? No, Bama scored 17. They didn't put up 20 on Tennessee. They scored 17. You're talking about Bama's defense? No. Didn't they allow like 40 to stinking Vandy? Yeah, they allowed I forgot about the Georgia game. They allowed 34 points to Georgia, 40 to Vandy, 25 to South Carolina, 24 to Tennessee. They've been money the last couple of weeks, but let's be honest about Mizzou and LSU, at least recently. And I mean, in all honesty, like Mercer's a good FCS school. All right, here comes the final kneel down of the game. Big win. The SEC is in utter chaos, man. I'm here for it. I love it. I love it. Maybe I'll make a video this week talking about the peril that the college football playoff committee is going to have. Bama's a different team now. I guess beating the piss out of LSU. I guess Florida's a different team now. I mean, shoot. I mean, hey, if we're talking about momentum, man, momentum could swing the other way. Just because you're a different team now after a couple of okay wins. What happened? What happened to Bama prior to LSU though? They beat the brakes off of Mizzou, but they were coming off that loss against Tennessee. I mean, to say they're a different team now because they beat Missouri, LSU, Mercer, I don't know about that. Ole Miss is a different team now after beating Georgia. You see what I'm saying? Nah, I'm going to go enjoy the BYU game in the comfort of my own bed with my hot wife. I think I'm going to do that. I've been streaming for about almost 4 hours. 10 minutes short. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Of course, we're going to have more content on the channel this week. I'm hoping to do like a sleeper video for like guys that are like outside of the Power 4. Maybe guys that are probably should return. That could be a fun video. But thanks for hanging out with me. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And as always, until next time, be easy, my friends. Later.